Would you rather be single and alone over 35 or going through a divorce with children? I know what I would rather.
After my first week of dating apps, I'm ready to give up. Oh God, it's terrible out there. Cat lady forever.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Cosmic Verse titled The Struggles of Women Hitting the Wall at 35. It is a struggle that they have been bringing on themselves, in all honesty. Now, today's video was suggested to me by Locke the Bounty Hunter. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comments, so make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own comments, and let's jump right into the video.
So now I'm over 30. That means, dun dun dun, I'm expired. Or at least that's what the men keep telling me in my comments. So a lot of women might think, oh no, I actually don't think a lot of women think that. However, they think that we think that. They think we are absolutely devastated by men not wanting us anymore. Now, I'm 33, so I'm just wondering when the invisibility to men starts.
The invisibility has started right away. This woman is trying to shame men, but all she's doing is humiliating herself by telling the planet that she's deeply in denial over being single and over the age of 30.
Does that mean then soon I'll be able to walk down the street and not get catcalled? Does that mean that men will stop sexualizing me soon? Does that mean when I'm walking down the street and there's a group of guys, I won't have to cross the street or look busy on my phone anymore? Does that mean that I can go out to a bar and not have to worry about my drink being spiked? If so, then I can't wait to be expired. I can't wait to live a life completely invisible to men. I'm excited for it. I really am. Let's go, girl. And what we want to wear, and we will be invisible to men.
She's completely missed the point of what dudes were trying to tell her. The good men that she wants are no longer interested in her, but the bad men won't care about her age. Men are individuals. We don't operate on a hive mind.
All right. From now on, if you cancel on me the day of the date and you turn around and you send me some long paragraph saying you got to work on yourself and you got to get yourself together, I'm going to take that as you talking to several other women. And if you are, that's great. Just let me know. Like, hey, like, you're not my only option. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna be someone else's number one.
If a guy tells a woman that, then he's opening himself up to a plague of text walls, voicemails, and rampant internet shaming. He's trying to let this woman down easy, but she won't have it no matter what he says.
This usually isn't my style, but I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable on here for a second, if you'll have me. I'm sure behind my back, my friends and family are like, she's 32, still single, never been in like a really serious long-term relationship. Like, something must be wrong with her. And I'll be honest, that actually really hurts my feelings. And it's just like not true. There are so many things wrong with me.
Her feelings are hurt because her family is worried that she's single, childless, and has zero chance of changing either one of those things. She has no consideration for her family that doesn't want to see her grow, old and alone.
I can do it all. I just had to go to the gas station and fill my jerry can so that I can cut my grass. This is like reason 750 million that I would prefer to have a man in my life. So like he can go fill the jerry can. I don't mind cutting the grass. It's a nice chore. But like, why do I have to do all this by myself at 43?
Women like this want medals and trophies for doing basic things that adults do in their everyday lives, as if going to the gas station to fill a small gas can is somehow worthy of endless adoration for her bravery.
This is a question for the men. If you're not a man, keep scrolling. Okay, so men, why are we hating women? Why are we hating women? I feel like women are hating men and men are now hating women. They don't want to get married. They don't want to live with them. They, they just want to be single forever. Like, what's going on here?
Most men don't hate women. They're just done with the crap and they decided to walk away. And women like this would actually understand this if they just listened to the hundreds of thousands of men who have explained this over the last decade.
Are all you men into men now? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I feel like We're creating a divide here, folks. Can we come back together? I love men. And I want men to start loving women again. Like, I don't know. What do we need to do? Let me know, and I can try to get the congregation together, and we could try to move forward so we can all start loving each other again. I don't know. What am I missing? Can you please fill me in? I'm very, 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 very confused. Okay, thanks.
She has no reason to be confused. There are tens of thousands of channels dedicated to explaining why men are dumb, but now men are just expected to just forget the last decade's worth of ridicule and just get back with women because they're lonely. Not happening.
If I go on one more date, if I have one more encounter with a man in his early 30s telling me that what he's looking for is a hustler, that he's looking for a queen to build an empire with, to be hustling for the next 5 years, I'm officially tapping out. Because what y'all don't get is us girlies in our early 30s, we've been hustling. We fell victim to the girl boss shit, and we was girl bossing for the last decade.
Men never asked women to be quote-unquote girl bosses. If anything, men were warning women like this that their girl boss errors were going to be their downfall, but they were having too much fun and getting too much attention to actually care.
We went to school, we started our businesses, we bought houses, we've been doing this shit on our own. We've been on our independent woman shit. And you talking to me about hustling another 5 years? My mans, I'm trying to have some babies. And you want me out here working too and hustling? You got me fucked up.
All this woman had to do was stay awake during her biology class in college to realize that if you wait until you're over 30 to start having children, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. All that money wasted with no knowledge to speak of.
I was a little surprised when he took me up on it, but I got my wallet out, I brought my card. You just don't see it very often where I offer to pay for half of the dinner or drinks and then he takes me up on it. The whole finance part of dating is probably one of the most confusing parts for me and the part that gives me the most anxiety. It is a little bit unfair of me to offer to pay half of the bill, but then when the guy takes me up on it, I don't talk to him again. It is a bit of a red flag if a guy doesn't pay for the first date. Do you expect it on the first date? And if you don't do it, I'm not gonna talk to you again. When you're on a date and the check comes, do you offer to pay?
It's not only unfair, it's also incredibly stupid. These women offer to pay for half of the bill, not out of fairness, but because they're testing and manipulating the guy, and then they get shocked every single time their bluff gets called.
It's like no one wants a nice little bitch. No, they all want the mean bitches. No one wants a nice little bitch. No one wants a nice bitch. No one wants a fucking nice bitch these days. So I'm fucked. No one wants a nice little bitch. No one wants a bitch who's gonna compliment you on your looks. No one wants a bitch who's gonna fucking cook you dinner when you get home.
There are plenty of men who want a woman like that. The problem is that she's not one of them. She has a bunch of red flags and is the exact opposite of what men are looking for.
No one wants a bitch who's got you. No one wants a bitch who's gonna be solid to you. No one wants a bitch who will be honest and loyal and dodge every fucking dude out there because she respects you and loves you. No one wants a bitch like that. What the am I even doing here?
The types of women that she's describing have already found good men and have started families, and they have enough common sense to not refer to themselves as female dogs as a selling point.
Sometimes, as a girl who is 30 and single, I get really hard on myself for not being where society told me that I should be at this point in my life. But I constantly remind myself that when it comes to my dating life, and I feel like any single person can relate to this, I decided to take the route less traveled. And anyone who is paving the way in that regard, it's gonna take a little bit longer. I could have married someone that I dated in high school. I could have married the nice guy that I met out of college, but I decided that I wanted to take a different route.
What she's describing is not the road less traveled. That's the route that a massive amount of modern women took. The road less traveled nowadays is marrying your college or high school sweetheart instead of accumulating bodies and debt.
I decided that I really valued travel. I really valued progressing in my career. I valued living in different cities. I valued embracing my friendships and meeting new connections. I wanted to go on first dates and do all of that. So that being said, it's going to take a little longer to meet a partner who is going to match my vibration and value the things that I decided to pursue. That's why it's hard. It's not like we're behind in life. It's just that we decided to take another road. And so whenever I'm feeling really hard on myself, I remind myself of that. I almost like tell myself that as a mantra, and I'm willing to wait in order to not settle.
She couldn't be more wrong. Every single thing that she listed doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. When she's alone with no husband or kids, she's not going to be saying that it's worth it because of her trips to Europe.
I have never agreed with the if he wanted to, he would. Because you want to and you don't. Just because he doesn't do it doesn't mean he doesn't want to do it. And also just because he doesn't do it doesn't mean that he doesn't love you. How about we grow up and we express how we feel loved and communicate with our partner, and maybe that would solve a lot of issues that a lot of relationships face. Your partner cannot read your mind, and what you might want him to do might be different than what he thinks you want him to do if you haven't expressed that to him.
The problem is that if a man asks for communication or even tries to fix things, a modern woman will just resent him for not being sensitive to her mental load. Men are supposed to be mind readers and women are supposed to do nothing, apparently.
Gentlemen, women love men that are solution oriented. A man that can solve your problems is such a turn on to us. Now, if you're unable to solve her problems, that's cool because we understand you're not Superman. So she may still date you. It's not the end of the world. However, if you're unable to solve her problems, don't create problems. Don't create inconveniences. That can be as small as her looking for parking for an hour and a half, and you didn't even give her a heads up about that. Don't do that.
Men want to solve problems, but it's difficult to do when every solution he gives will be considered wrong. If a man tries to provide a solution to any of her problems, he will be guilty of mansplaining, and she'll hold that against him for months.
You invite her over your house, you know that she's not going to find parking, and you don't even tell her there's no parking lots where you live, and so she's just driving around for 2 hours, and you're chilling in your house. That's not what you do. What you do is let her know that you already know she's not going to find parking. So when she pulls up to your house, you will come out and you will both find parking, and then you will walk her to your house.
The only way that bonkers plan could even remotely work is if he had a convenient parking spot already reserved for her that's 5 minutes away. Every other situation, he'll just be blamed for not putting in enough effort. This is ridiculous.
That is what you do because that is a leader, that is taking initiative, and that is a turn on. That shows that you are considerate. That is what women want. We want to be with a man that makes our lives easier. And so when you're not making our lives easier, we may not trip over it. But when you are creating inconveniences, that is when the problems start to arise, because that can quickly translate as you being inconsiderate, especially if you are being inconsiderate so early on in the relationship.
In other words, a man must sacrifice his peace and make his life more difficult to provide mild conveniences for a woman who's going to just rip into him anyway for completely meaningless reasons. It's just easier for men to stay single. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.